Hello racers, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 10 of Mini-B On-Road. This episode is the last club race where we get a chance to tune this car before the Maritime Championship race, which is in the next video. Just want to say before we continue on is that a lot of people seem to be enjoying this series. So thanks to everyone who liked and subscribed, and we also got pretty good following in the comments. A lot of discussion. It's been very helpful for this series. So thanks for following, and let's continue on with this video. So remember, episode 9 we raced with a borrowed car, so this was the first time we actually got to try out the changes that we did. The reason that we had the borrowed car was that the servo had failed in the car, and I just had to I ended up borrowing one at the end of the last race day. So we had two issues that came up in this race day. One was that the servo, the one that I did replace it with, failed again. So we had to borrow just the stock servo, which I think has a tooth missing somewheres along the line. And the car, as racing, was spinning out at the end of the straight. So I did get a few videos of it spinning out. I'll see if I can put them in here, and we'll have a little voiceover and take a look at what we were up against. Okay, so we'll see you in a second with that running video. So here we see the car. You can see the rear end of the car is loose. I had a fellow racer video my car at the end of the straight. So here we come. See the rear of the car coming around and continuing on. Last turn, you can see it loose coming around. Now we did another angle that helped see it as well. Here we go, coming around, and this time you can really see the rear end lean coming around and give it that little shimmy. Once again, rear leaning, little shimmy. And here we go, rear leaning. So we found the source of the issue. Okay, so we're back from the running video, and you can see that what I thought was originally happening was the car was pitching on the front and spinning out. Turned out that it was rolling on the rear of the car and drifting out, like this type of thing. So once we did get that video and we did a quick analysis, we made a few changes. I'll just start at the front and work our way back. First up, we did get a chance to test that front wing, and that did seem to help with the steering at the end of the straight. In all of the kerfuffle that we're having, you can see that I've switched to the 3-pound front spring since I thought it was diving in the front. And so we switched up to like the next heavier spring, and we moved it in one on the shock tower to make it slightly softer than the 3 pounds. And the handling seemed to be pretty good with these springs, so we left them on the car. Next up, the stock servo. Once that was put in, had to kind of set the end points and stuff. Was not ideal, but it did get us through the race day. Moving through the car, to give a little bit more speed on the straightaway, I did upgrade or change the pinion to the stock 18 tooth. I was running a 17, but we moved it to 18 because I noticed the motor was quite cold at the end of a race. This is the 5800 kV, so use a bit more of the power of the motor. At the back, we did, to compensate for the rear being soft, move the shocks one up on the shock tower. I did try upgrading this to the 2-pound spring from the, this is a 1.3 pound spring. The stock black is 1.3. Tried to move that to the 2-pound, and what that did is it took all rear grip out of the car. So went back to the softer spring and stood it up for a little bit more stiffness. Now, one thing I noticed, I didn't notice at the track, but you can notice this rear tire is loose. And it's not loose on the nut. What seems to have happened is the rim is all wallowed out, and it's kind of loose on the hex. So that could be a reason why it was drifting a bit at the final race. So that's what we did on the race day. let's take a look at the running video of the final main, see how we did. See you there. And here we are, racers, getting ready for the A-Main final. So my car this week is in the top right, yellow car, qualified 5th after struggling in the qualies with that handling. So through all the changes I made, testing between rounds, finally got the car decent, but it wasn't during the qualifier, so I felt pretty good that the car had some promise. So thought here is just to kind of stick with the pack, try not to get left behind as the race starts. Here we go. Now going under the bridge, you can see the car, everybody's following in a line, so this is going to be a good race. Now as we come down, you can see a little kerfuffle there in the straight, that short chute, and that allowed me to move as I go through the infield into 3rd place. So it's this green cars in 1st, white in 2nd, and the yellow in 3rd. And here we go, coming top left, top right, a little bit of a kerfuffle there, top right, with the white car, bit of a racing incident there, and another kerfuffle with the red car. So between the two of them, now you can see slow coming through that infield there. So after all that racing and rubbing, my car is up to 2nd with the white car in 3rd, and you can see just going under the straight top right is the green car in 1st place. Let's just kind of get our bearings. This is quite a hectic start to this race. So let's find the leader under the bridge, my car under the bridge. So things are tightening up. You can see that the work that was done on the car has really paid off. Able to challenge a little bit of kerfuffle. Couldn't see where the marshal was walking by. Couldn't see by him at the time and ended up running, but it didn't slow us down too much. You can see here as we go through onto the straight down under the bridge, and the green car did have a kerfuffle, and I had the presence of mind to avoid him, and now moved up to 1st place with the green car in 2nd behind me and the white car in 3rd. Here we go through the infield, top right onto the straight, down through. Now I think what was happening is with the stiffer spring on the front tires were beginning to heat up and got a little bit bitey as I was getting to the end of that straightaway. Let's see how that affects the car overall. So you can see a little bit of a hitch there as we go through, and that's kind of what was happening in our little test videos that we did. Still in 1st place, down through the bridge, going through that right hand, in through the infield, top right onto the straight. You can see the car is much more composed, a little bit more speed. But in frame, you can see the green car slowly inching his way up, making good progress through the infield, up to the top right onto the straight. A few cars ahead of me to catch up to, but pace is good, not catching up to them too quickly. Top left, down under the bridge, through the infield, up through the center. This track here was quite of a higher speed track, so I was really glad I made that pinion change. But we can see the green car on the straight, going under the bridge. My car's under, his car's under. Things are tightening up. He's found his 2nd win, getting the handling of the car. Under the bridge, my car 1st, green car 2nd. Oh, a little bobble. And that allows the green car to get through under the bobble. But I'm not content to let the position go. Snugged up as we go through the infield once again. Onto the top right, getting onto the straight, able to make the pass. A little bit rough, but these open wheel tires certainly do not. Oh, a little bit of a bobble there. Continuing on, green car once again into the lead. And I think off camera on the left, my car had a little bobble with the pipe. There's some pipe barrier off screen that you can't see. So that fell back to second place. I think that kind of let the first place driver away. We're into the mid-race now. So where we are is, I'll just call it out, under the bridge is first place, followed by second place the yellow car, and the third place car at this point is the orange car that with the white wing going through the infield. What I like to see though is that through the center section I'm gaining again on the green car. So this car is much better handling, it's in contention. That's what we've been working for this whole race. So through the middle, infield, a little bit of a tap. As you can see the orange car right there at the end. And that, I believe, just snugged everything up. A little tap in the infield brought that orange car right up to me. So now it's first, or second and third. See, the orange is really pushing hard to get this second place position onto the straight down through under the bridge. That's the race for second and third. Now, orange car did push wide there and gave me a bit of breathing room. Going through that loop into the infield in the dying seconds. This is the last lap. It's going to come down to the line. That awful tap right at the end, and that secures second place in this race. So started fifth, led the race for quite a while, fell back to second, had a rough last lap, and then finished second. So in the cool down lap. So like if you like this type of thing, comment below, subscribe if you want to see more races. The next race is the Maritime Championship race. We'll see you there.